Hello everyone, today on the Doctor Who Guide we are going to be doing a watch-along of the very first episode of Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child Part 1. Oh my goodness, to help celebrate Doctor Who's 60th anniversary. Now it's been absolute ages since I've done a live stream, so I'm going to make sure that the tech is all working, so if you are in the chat, do say hello. Super excited to do this. You're going to need your own copy of An Unearthly Child to watch along, because I won't be broadcasting any of that due to copyright and such. But yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. I cannot believe it is Doctor Who's 60th anniversary. I'm just here checking to make sure that the live stream is going all right. Looks like it is. Hello to everybody in the chat. It's so good to see you all. You're going to have to have your own copy ready to go of An Unearthly Child. I've gotten a copy on Voodoo, which I've not used before, but it was like $1.99 because my laptop doesn't play DVDs, so it's one of those new ones. Actually, for a while now, I think most laptops don't do that. So I'm going to just post about this on socials, let everybody know what's going on. But it's so good to see you all. Happy Doctor Who Day to everybody joining in and everybody who's watching the replay. Cannot believe 60 years. I mean, I can, because we've been talking about this for an entire year, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go to drama rehearsal in 5 minutes. The timing of this is actually very specific and immovable. I want to start watching the 60th anniversary, the very first episode of Doctor Who. At the time, it would have been broadcast in the UK all those years ago. So at 5:16 p.m., I believe, is the correct time. We will all hit play. So that's very, very soon now. So I do want to share this link out on socials, because we'll be starting very, very soon. But of course, if you're watching the replay, you can time it to however works conveniently for you. But yeah, it's been a while since we've done these. I had to set up the stream twice, because for some reason the first time there was no chat, and that would not have worked well. So join me live for a Doctor Who watch along of An Unearthly Child. We'll just be doing part 1, starting at 5:16 p.m. on UK time. So in the US, that's 12:16 p.m. in just a couple of minutes. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. There's I cannot believe it's Doctor Who's 60th anniversary. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing this on Twitter, just going to post it on Facebook. It is just, I can't believe it. It is in the US, Thanksgiving, and normally I would be spending it with my family, but unfortunately I have come down with a cold and don't want to give it to any of them. So I am on my lonesome today. And I would have loved to do an even longer live stream, but if you can hear it in my voice, that's why. I'm just not feeling up to it today, and I need to rest and relax so that I can heal up as quick as possible. So yeah, I'll mute if I cough or anything, but yeah, it's fun, isn't it? To be sick of these holidays. But other than that, I'm very happy to be here, though. I'm very happy to be doing this little live stream. I am feeling up to doing it. Oh, good, Jackson. So glad to get to do this before my family's Thanksgiving. That's great. Hello to DCS Media. Hello, Alex. It's been a while. I'm Clack of the Geek. Oh, hey, nice. Clack of the Geek had a rebrand a few months ago, but I've actually just rewatched all 4 episodes of this hero. I understand it's actually pretty late in the day for most UK Doctor Who fans. I totally understand if you've already rewatched this episode, but I wanted to do it at the broadcast time, as it would have been 60 years ago now. I can't believe it's been 10 years since the 50th. Hello to Lewis Frisbee. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. In just 3 minutes, we are going to press play on An Unearthly Child Part 1. If you get here later, or you're watching the replay, that's fine too. Time it as you please. But for those of you here, get it ready to go, or just hang out as you watch me watch this, and I'm actually going to get, what is this situation without my 60th beanie here today from Forbidden Planet's Diamond Collection. Gotta dress for the occasion, am I right? Hello to Mass Radio. Oh my goodness, if anybody has jelly babies, then please break those out to celebrate today. I hope you've had a jelly baby today. Oh, well. In just 2 minutes we'll be starting our watch-along. Now, An Unearthly Child is available on DVD, which you can get in the US in the beginning collection, which is just a single DVD, but looks just like that. I have that. You can also get the original US release, which was a box set of An Unearthly Child with the Daleks and the Edge of Destruction. Yes, you can see it here. Oh my goodness. Brilliant little DVD here. I also have the UK version of the beginning collection, which also has An Unearthly Child. Oh my goodness, we're getting ready. Get ready to press play. We're coming down to the wire here. It's 5:15 p.m. in the UK, 12:15 p.m. in the US. When it gets over to the 16-minute mark, which is when my complete online says that that's when it was originally broadcast, we shall press play, so get ready. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Fighting off a bit of a cold. 12:15 p.m., 5:15 p.m. Here we go. Get ready to press play. Oh my goodness, at any moment now. Press play now. Ho ho ho. Oh, we get that wonderful unearthly theme. Oh my goodness. I'm going to split screens here so we can see the chat as well. Start your... I was going to say engines. Start your TV. Start your TVs. Watch along with me. We've got the theme playing here. Ah, An Unearthly Child. I've made sure to turn off desktop audio. Yeah, I actually, while I was in the UK, yes, I was in the UK, I got the VHS, the UK VHS of An Unearthly Child, because I also have that here for the US, An Unearthly Child. Oh my goodness, those opening moments with that theme, I mean, it was so beautifully arranged. Julia Derbyshire did such an incredible job with the theme, that I think that music is so integral to so many programs, to so much of TV and television and film. To have that and that theme immediately capture your attention, I really think it brought a lot of people in. Hello to Applestone Productions! Yes! Ooh-wee! Oh my goodness. Oh, how was the UK, Alex? Lewis Ripley asks. It was amazing. Incredible. It met and exceeded all of my expectations. I vlogged the entire trip, so I will be editing that footage. It was amazing. Applestone Productions says that US VHS cover art is iconic. I wish they used it more. It absolutely is. I love how the eyes connect. And actually, I recently saw earlier today an artist on Twitter had done this, but it was, instead of the First Doctor and Susan, it was the First Doctor and Ncuti Gatwa's faces with the eye connecting, which was really, I thought, beautiful. Here we go. Written by Anthony Coburn. This very first episode, I mean, has recently come under a lot of drama, which you can catch up on Twitter. I won't attempt to explain everything that's going on there. But I did want to do a live stream of the very first episode on the 60th, when they would have, at the time that they would have been watching it, 60 years ago today. So yeah, it was amazing to be in the UK. I had such a blast. Got to meet so many incredible Doctor Who fans and people that I've known on YouTube here for 7 years, and I finally got to meet him in person, which was incredible. So you'll see all of that in the vlog. It is coming. I just once I'm recovered, I'll start editing it. I did catch a cold on my way back, so you know, that was fun. It was just toward the end of my trip, and I got a cold. But other than that, it was incredible. The weather was even good. The weather was even good for the UK, so that was great. Oh, and here they are talking about the mysterious student who we know as Susan, the Doctor's grandchild, but to them it's just Susan, some unearthly child, some strange earthly student. Lewis says, have you listened to the Big Finish audio about the policeman at the start of An Unearthly Child? Um, I think so. If you're talking, actually no, I don't know that I have about that specific one, unless you're talking about the light at the end. In which case, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Lewis. You've got a cold as well. Oh, it's going around. It's going around, unfortunately. But uh, I was doing a lot of stuff and going to conventions and filming locations and all this stuff around a lot of people. So it's to be expected, unfortunately. But today you have a couple of options as to what you could watch for the 60th. I mean, right now they're trying to figure out where Susan actually lives, because it's not an actual house and not an actual address that they gave. And we have here the iconic 76 Todders Lane address. So yeah, multiple things you could watch today. You could watch any of the anniversary stories. Although the Three Doctors, the 10th anniversary, didn't actually air on November 23rd. It aired beginning of December. So that was an interesting discovery for me today. But you could watch it. It's the 10th anniversary. You could definitely watch that today because it is now 50 years old. Oh my goodness. Listening to some famous, a now famous scene of Doctor Who of Susan listening to that music gives us a little hint at her character, what she likes to listen to. But yeah, just John Smith and the Common Men. And the thing is, you could watch any of the anniversary stories today. I mean, the day of the Doctor turns 10 years old today. And I remember watching that when it was broadcast. That was so cool. It was such a big event here in the US and felt so theatrical. And of course, that ending, the ending with you-know-who making a return was great. So it's 10 years old today. You could chuck in Dimensions in Time, as that's turning 30 now. Doctor Who wasn't on for a proper 30th anniversary, but for charity they did make one with a lot of cameos, including the only time you see the Sixth Doctor and the Brigadier together, so that's quite cool. Yeah, we do have we have a cover image of the 60th Steelbook revealed today, as well as on DVD and Blu-ray. I loved it. I love the artwork. It was so exciting to see that come out today. Really, really fun. Yeah, it was. I'm so excited. I knew that they were going to do a Steelbook announcement for the 60th because that's what they did on the 59th anniversary, and I think also maybe on the 58th. So I was a bit confused because I thought that they would save the Underwater Menace, Steelbook announcement for the 60th because they announced it about a month ago. And so I was like, well, what Steelbook announcement are they going to have today? Well, it's the specials, and I'm glad for that because we've got all the new series Steelbooks so far. I don't have them. I wish I did, but we've had some of the most recent episodes, the Series 13 specials out, so it makes sense that they would put all three of these out under the title of the 60th anniversary specials. Thing is, does that mean there'll be more content than just the three new 14th Doctor specials? It could mean that it could mean that they are going to. I'd love it if they include. Well, they probably won't do this, because it has its own Steelbook release, I believe, of the Daleks colorization. So I guess they won't include that within the new series, the new 14th Doctor specials. I think that'll be it, but it'll be interesting to see what content makes it on there. Would Tales of the TARDIS make it onto there as some bonus features? That would be very cool. I got to see the Tales from the TARDIS in the UK, which was very exciting because they haven't ended up on Disney Plus yet. And so yeah, but here we got Susan again, some flashbacks, but very cool to see just different examples of how Susan has some very advanced knowledge, but also very, unadvanced knowledge of things like, currency in the UK, or things like that. And I certainly felt that way with my understanding of the UK when I went over there. It was all brand new to me, and I had to figure out how to travel around on the tube, on trains. It was jumping in on the deep end, but I did manage to get used to it. But I did have a lot of help, a lot of helpful friends guiding me through my routes, and getting panicked phone calls from me as to whether or not I was on the right platform or the right train. Uh, it was so much fun, and I cannot wait to share it with all of you in the form of the vlog, because I filmed the whole thing while I was there. I wish I could have had a camera crew following me around, because I'm sure when I go back to edit, I'm going to be like, why didn't you get footage of this? Or why didn't you get more footage of this? But I was also trying to enjoy the moment, and it was so incredible. So incredible. Went to filming locations, went to conventions, got to meet Doctor Who actors, which was incredible. Incredible. And that felt really like my 60th celebration, because today is also Thanksgiving for those Doctor Who fans in the US. So I thought originally I'd be there, but unfortunately due to a cold I'm not, so I'm able to live stream here, because my grandmother does not have internet nor great signal, or a lot of TV channels, so that meant it would have been either a Doctor Who celebration or a Thanksgiving celebration, but it turned out to be more of a Doctor Who one, as I'm at home, sick with a cold, didn't want to bring anything to anyone. But I hope that you are all having, if you are in the US, a lovely Thanksgiving celebration with family. I mean, Doctor Who has been famously a way that I've connected with my family and with friends and with all of you in the Who crew. So that's the way that I knew I wanted to do a live stream today. Don't feel up to a lot. I would have loved to have done way more of a live stream today, but this felt right. Because at 2:30 U.S. time, 7:30 in the UK, the 75-minute colorization of the Daleks, the second ever Doctor Who episode, first ever appearance of the Daleks, and in a very philosophical sense, the beginning of Doctor Who, because that episode was what popularized Doctor Who, and it was the Daleks, dare I say, that kept it going, and getting renewed and such. So, without the Daleks, we would not have the Doctor Who that we have today, and it would not have lasted 60 years if they'd not gone with those bug-eyed aliens. Another thing that you could watch today that would be lovely would be the Five Doctors, as it turns 40 now, can you believe it? And if you've got the Season 20 Blu-ray, which is just hiding in the corner there, you can watch a new version of it with many incredible updates. I watched that while I was in the UK with my friend Anthony and his wife Karina, and I'd never seen it before, hadn't got a chance to watch it yet, and so that was lovely as well. That felt like a very 60th celebration. You could watch, 3 Doctors, 5 Doctors, you could watch Dimensions in Time, you could watch Rose again if you wanted. I mean, it's really it feels like a very beginning, it feels like it should be amongst those anniversary episodes, but very soon it'll be turning 20. Can you believe it? I can't believe that. That seems incredible. 2005, so 2025 we'll have the 20th anniversary of Rose, but you could watch that today if you wanted. Get some Ninth Doctor and Rose in there. You could also watch Day of the Doctors, we said, 10 years old now. But the Daleks, I mean, the only critique I would have with the colorization, I've not seen it yet, I've seen some lovely photos. I just wish that they'd done all of the episodes fully like that, which would have made the project twice as big. But I think that would have been amazing. Hello to John Fisher. We are currently 12 minutes 23 seconds into Doctor Who An Unearthly Child, rewatching it at the time it would have been originally broadcast all those years ago. If you've been watching the channel recently, you'll have enjoyed some unboxings of incredible Doctor Who stuff that John Fisher has sent me. Next week's video is going to be an unboxing of the 4th Doctor Time Capsule box set that John Fisher gave to me, which is an incredible set. And it's one of the 5 videos that I edited before I left for my UK trip on the 25th of October. So I had all those videos ready to go, and I'm very excited that one's still ready to go. Gives me a chance to recover from this cold that has left me by my lonesome on this Thanksgiving, unfortunately. But I'm very excited to be here today and able to live stream this watch along of the very first episode of Doctor Who with a very crotchety first Doctor, very confident in himself. I love this scarf, though. I gotta say, this scarf is excellent. And as I said, in the UK, I was able to get the UK VHS of this. This is the US VHS of An Unearthly Child. I do, artwork aside, I do like the harder clamshells of the UK VHSs. The only thing is, those clamshells can feel like they take up more presence on the shelf. So you gotta be, if you're gonna have a UK VHS collection, you gotta have room. That's the thing. After the Daleks in color, there is a repeat of An Adventure in Space and Time, so I'll be watching that. Lewis says that's another excellent thing to watch today. An incredible movie. Docudrama. Very, very much based in the real events, slightly dramatized for viewing, the viewing experience, but really, really incredibly accurate in many ways. And it's an incredible thing. I don't want to give too much away about my trip, but I was able to visit the famous Westminster Bridge that the Daleks crossed over in the Dalek Invasion of Earth, as well as recreating that scene in An Adventure in Space and Time. So that was so incredible to do and to watch that. An Adventure in Space and Time is an amazing one to watch. The Daleks airs, I believe, 17:30, so UK time, 2:30, US time. But that being said, I don't know yet of any way to watch it if you're not in the UK, if you don't get BBC4. But I'll be keeping my eyes and ears peeled. Hopefully we'll see it on Disney Plus at some point. Hello to Spazzy Trish. I can't stay today, but I thought I'd stop in and say hello. Too busy cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Well, good luck cooking Thanksgiving dinner. It's so great to see you in the chat. Oh my goodness. Thanksgiving dinner is so tasty and so lovely, and my family will be bringing me some leftovers from it today. Unfortunately, I have a cold, cannot make it. But I do have some leftovers to what my sister made in preparation. She set aside some for me, so I'll be having that today. Good luck with Thanksgiving dinner. Always so much to cook in so little time, and it's so hard to get everything ready and heated and ready to go at the same time. But don't forget the jelly babies. Who doesn't love a good jelly baby? I had some while I was in the UK. I had quite a few when I was in the UK because they're available in a lot more. In the US, you have to order them online, but to just walk into any sort of convenience store and see jelly babies, it was too much for me. I could not resist, so I had a lot of jelly babies while I was there. I was also given a lot of jelly babies while I was there. So that was fun. Oh, this is the point where the very first Doctor companions are taken unwillingly, kidnapped, if you will. The TARDIS doesn't roll along on wheels. Imagine if it did. How different of a show it would be. And here we have Susan telling us what TARDIS stands for, time and relative dimensions in space. But she also said she made it up. And the Doctor doesn't refute that, except that in future episodes we see loads of Time Lords using that term. And so that's a bit confusing. Did Susan make up that term? Did she just say that she made up that term? Did she actually make it and popularize it, and all the Time Lords just took it on? We may never know. So there we go. For the Doctor to say that he tolerates the Century but doesn't enjoy it, and then he continues to visit it so many times later, maybe he didn't enjoy it at that time, but after meeting Barbarans and Ian, maybe he did. Maybe he came to like it. What's very cool about this set too is that big centerpiece of the TARDIS that you see in the front there. That It's actually quite prevalent in this episode, but much less so in future episodes. In many episodes, you never see the ceiling of the TARDIS again. Jackson Smith says, "I think he grew to love it." I think so too. The thing about having that big centerpiece is that you do see some moments here in this episode where you see the edges of the walls of the TARDIS. But we can forgive him for that. Certainly Susan loves it, loves this century. So maybe once Susan and he parted ways, maybe it also reminds him of Susan. That's the way to think about it. Jackson says there's something so magical about the first Doctor's TARDIS. Absolutely. And I mean, you see that whether it's in the colorization, as we'll see today, see it in color for the very first time, or in An Adventure in Space and Time. I know was a really cool way to see the TARDIS in color. So it's going to have a new magic to it as well. Applestone Project says, "Yeah, I don't think we ever pay enough attention to that set piece. I'm only just really noticing it now." This TARDIS is very, very unique because in the coming days, whether it's in the coming years, whether it's the various set pieces that you see, or the different ways in which they would simplify the design for ease of setting up continually and all this different stuff. So in many ways, it's a very adventurous TARDIS set because there's a lot of elements to it. And in future years, it would kind of be reduced to rundles and a center column, which worked very well. But I mean, there's also a food machine in the TARDIS at this point, and they just got rid of that in future episodes. I would have liked a food machine to make more appearances. Oh boy, Susan's putting her foot down. Oh dear. Which the Doctor is clearly not going to let happen. And here's the moment where the TARDIS takes off. Oh, and a 60-year-old series was born. The very first time companions have to, look as though the TARDIS set is moving. I thought they did a very convincing job. I think the other three parts are underrated. Yes, not as good as the first, but still good. Louis Frisbee says, yes, just as we say, don't skip 9, or we used to say don't skip 9. Don't necessarily skip those episodes, but I think that if you're trying to squeeze in a lot of episodes today, then it could be worth maybe just watching the very first one. At least watch the very first one today. If you have the time, try and throw in the other 4 parts. You get to see the TARDIS vortex too for the very first time, or time vortex, for the very first time, using some cool technology of the day to point 2 cameras at each other, achieve what's called the howl around effect, which became the basis for every future time vortex to come. And we get these close-ups on everybody's faces as they experience kind of this wasn't a run-of-the-mill exciting transition that was happening yet. It was a dangerous thing to set off into space. And you breathed a sigh of relief when you landed. Here we are. Ian's unconscious. Barbara's unconscious. It's a tough way to travel, apparently. The impact was so much. And there's the model of the TARDIS. Oh, and then the very famous shadow that stretches out across the desert. Oh, that would become so iconic. The next episode, The Cave of Skulls. I mean, this would be the time. If anybody wants to start, this would take so much dedication. I don't know that anybody would be able to do it with scheduling, but if you wanted to start your 60th anniversary marathon of Doctor Who, watching every episode on the air date it came out as it turned 60, now would be the day to start that. But this has been incredible. Just an amazing look back at the very first episode of Doctor Who, and as I listen to that wonderful theme music, my mind is boggled by how Doctor Who is now 60 years old. I mean, on the one hand, I absolutely get it as a fan, but on the other hand, you also realize just how many times Doctor Who could have ended, and how lucky we are that it is still going. And it comes down to the passion of those making the show and the passion of those watching. So thank you all for watching today. This was a very last minute live stream. So thank you all to those who joined. Thank you to those who were watching the replay. This has been so lovely to share this time with you, talk about An Unearthly Child, Doctor Who's very founding moments. Thank you to everybody who's joined me today. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Lewis Frisbee, Applestone Productions, Jackson Smith, John Fisher, Spazzy Trish, Lewis Frisbee, oh my goodness, Mass Radiant, DCS Media, Tedious Milkshake Shorts. Thank you all for joining me today. For those who just popped in and I don't know your names, thank you so much for joining. For those on the replay, comment down below with how you've been celebrating the 60th. How are you enjoying the actual day? What have you been doing in the lead up? Spring Trapped Lover 2010, hello. We're just wrapping up this stream. Lewis says thank you for doing the stream, really enjoyed it. Thank you for joining. Applestone Productions says take care, thank you. I will. I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the day and try and recover as much as I can. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, keep growing your knowledge collection and connection with other Doctor Who fans. Stay safe. Thanks so much for watching. And, oh, Albert the Adipose says hello, and we both hope to see you in the next video or live stream.